Hello and welcome back to Betrayer. Got stuck and died on the last one, so let's try not to have that happen again. Oh, another wraith. I got the treasure chest, but I never saw you. Oh, wait. I haven't been here. Got Wish there was some better indicator. Weird. I see you. But when I get close, you disappear. Let me see here. It actually sounds like that way. Let's check out this place first. As I draw closer, they disappear. An impressive looking Indian headdress. God damn it. Alright, where are you? Just you, or is there any others? Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, chest over there. Alright, so Wraiths, you guys are all cool? All good? Explosive. Always use that. Is there anything else here? Yeah, it says there's something over here. Vocally, it sounds like there's something in this area as well. Where are you? There you are. And there's a shop here, so we get ourselves some more ammo. Alright. Alright, sounds like we're headed this way. Something to the south here, we'll hit that first. An empty chest. Yeah, I see you. Is that a burning post? Yes, yes it was. Stone arrowhead appears to have been worn as a pendant. The charred remains of a woman are visible through the flames. Strangely, there is no heat from the fire, though the stench is terrific. And I hear nothing else. Alright. Says there's something over here. What else do we got? Well, let's go back to the ambush site. What do you have to say? Must report to the Lord Governor. Found a woman burning to the west. I know nothing of it. Alright, I'm assuming I should go back and talk to Red. Alright, Red. Let's have a discussion. Something has happened. You reek of smoke, of scorched hair, and charred flesh. I found a woman burning in a blighted forest far to the west. I remember. She was weeping smoke from empty eyes as the flames consumed her, her flesh blackening and cracking from the heat. Clement Wright said an arrow pinned your cloak to a tree as you fled into the woods. I remember him calling Simon's name as we crept through the forbidden wilds. I turned and saw 3 soldiers coming towards us and knew my father had sent them to bring us back. I hissed at them to be silent lest they reveal us to the Indians. But then Simon asked them why they were carrying Indian weapons, and I realized they didn't come to bring us back. It was Clement's arrow that pinned my cloak to that tree. It was my arrow that wounded him. The others were all dead, so I left him there and went to find my sister. Is this Tabitha's arrowhead pendant? Yes, she wore it always, though she was careful to keep it hidden from our father, knowing he wouldn't approve. I found it near the burning woman. She wasn't burning when I found her. What happened? I remember staggering through the woods, faint from fear and grief, knowing she was near, for her sorrow called to me. I remember I stumbled and fell. I think I cried out, for the ground was strewn with dead birds. I looked around me and beheld the rotting carcasses of rabbits and deer and other beasts of the wood. And then I saw an Indian child and her mother, clinging to each other in death. Beyond them were more corpses, the flesh blackened, eyes clouded, their faces twisted in fear. I forced myself to walk on despite my horror, picking my way amongst the dead, choking on the stench of corruption. At last I saw a pillar ahead of me. Someone was bound to it. A woman, head lolled forward, her naked body stained with the blood that had spilled across her. I knew at once it was Tabitha. I stood before her, reeling from the ache of her despair and my own. I raised her face and saw that her throat had been cut open. I looked around at all the helpless creatures, beasts and men, drawn by the ache of her suffering and then drowned by it. I could feel the darkness spreading out from her, feeding on the hope it swallowed up. I knew it would never stop, that it would only grow more ravenous. I wept for a long time, then I began to gather branches and pile them at the base of the pillar. I said a prayer and lit a fire, feeding the clothing that had been stripped from her into the flames. As the flames rose up and consumed her, my prayers became pleas. As her flesh blackened and cracked from the heat and dark smoke streamed from her eyes, I begged her to find peace. I begged her to let go of her torment before it consumed us all. And then I felt her anguish become anger. The ache of betrayal became the shrieking of scorn and vengeance. The trees withered, and all that her fury touched turned to cinders. The dead things and the living were burned away. Those who had hurt her, those who had abandoned her, those who had loved her, all except me. Well, on that note, I have a gift for you. Your sister's arrowhead. To remind you of her happiness. Most thoughtful. The arrow that wounded Miss Clement Wright. To remind you of courage. Well-intended thought, though you might have rinsed it first. Scrap a cloth from your cloak. In case you want to patch the tear. I already have, but it was thoughtful. Indian headdress. In case there's a chance to return it. Bulky to carry around, I shall leave it here and can come and claim it if they so desire. Alright, so we'll try talking to her father. Clement Wright attacked Allison and Simon Holt. I knew at once they had gone into the Forbidden Wilds even though I forbade it. Ergo, the Forbidden? I sent those men to make sure they didn't return, for I feared what they might bring back with them. What did you fear? The doom of our colony. Allison found Tabitha in the Forbidden Wilds. When Tabitha vanished, I rode into the woods and searched for her. I found her on her way to their village. It did not take long to get the truth from her. She was tied naked to a post. I stripped away her clothing so that the swell of her belly might be clearly observed. A child sewed by a savage she gave herself to willingly. You cut her throat? Yes, so that the shame she brought upon me might be ended. I left her there so that the tribe would know that we would sooner kill our women than let them be touched by savages, even our own daughters. Jeez. So, all your fault. Alright. Your father sent Clement Wright to kill you and Simon. But why? Why would he do that? Perhaps he was right, perhaps I did. What if this was all my fault? Your father killed Tabitha. I feared you would say that. I think I already knew. I felt her dying. So much pain, so much fear. But she was desperate to live. She was pregnant. Oh God, but how can that be? She never told me. I suppose that's why she was crying. She didn't think I could understand. And so she ran away, knowing she couldn't stay here. That must be why Father was so angry, why he couldn't just bring her home. He must have blamed Mother. He must have told himself that it was her fault that he had to kill Tabitha. What about Tabitha? I believe her torment is feeding off the fear and anguish of those who remain here. Freeing the race that you have met may help quell her wrath. Is there some way you can convince them to let go of that which keeps them here? You must try. If you choose to go to her without releasing them, I expect you will find it a harder task to reason with her. She is much too angry to approach. Alright, so I guess I get to go back to the first town and work my way back here. Release the wraiths! But that will be in the next episode, I guess, because this one looks like it's been on long enough, so thank you for watching.